Guys, good morning. Before we jump on, let me break down a couple of things. The first of which is, yes, I'm English. I'm a London boy. However, I spent so many of my years traveling the world that my accent has changed. And no doubt you guys can hear it in the way that I speak. And unfortunately, coming with my accent, it's my tendency to drop a lot of slang, but my slang isn't always necessarily English. More often than not, it's quite international. So guys, if I do drop a word that you aren't familiar with, I apologize in advance. Guys, no doubt we'll have a lot of questions to ask, but time is short. So if you would, hold your questions until the end. I will do my utmost to give you an opportunity to raise those a little bit later. Guys, I'm not a teacher, I'm not a librarian, but if you see me do the teacher thing, I put up my hand, it means you guys are talking too much, it's upsetting me, and you guys should be quiet. Are we good with that? Yeah. Sweet. The last thing I want to say before we jump on is, I'm a jack of all trades. I love life. I love the world. And you guys better believe me when I tell you that I like to take advantage of everything on offer. I do gymnastics. Not amazing, is it? Well, I love it. I do parkour, UCAT, free running. Again, I'm not amazing in it, but all my days, you know I love it. And when I was younger, I used to live in Thailand just to fight professionally. Turns out I'm actually quite good at fighting. And yeah, once again, you know I love that too. But guys, let's get real. You get some dude who stands up in front of you, says he can do all these things, you're not gonna believe it, right? You don't want a demo. You're like, come on man, prove it. Do a round of factor, do a corkscrew, do a tomato bit, come on man, do something. But it's not like I roll up here with my gym kit on. It's not like I have half an hour to spare to stretch and warm up. So instead, I'm going to show you guys a quick show reel. Now, you can see that I'm a bald brother. You can see that I have a huge tattoo on my shoulder. If you see someone up here with a shiny, shiny head and a big tattoo, chances are that's me. But more importantly, I want to talk to you guys about what fires me up and inspires me as an author. But you guys need to know that this fantasy series, Keeper of the Realms, is about a young girl. A girl called Charlie Keeper. Now, I know my ladies here are going to be down with that, but I cannot assume from my disappointed looks on some of the boys' faces that they're not quite feeling this. And you know what? I get that, I do. I can appreciate that if you're a boy, you might not want to read a book about a girl, but my boys, you can see that I'm quite big, and I'm quite ugly, and I like Charlie. But more importantly, me some of my boys that I hang with and roll with are amazing and do phenomenal things. Some of my boys are so good at breakdancing that each year they get an invite to perform at the UK B-Boy Dance Championships. I have friends who are so good at parkour, not only are they professional free runners, but they run the world's largest parkour company. I have friends who are circus performers, friends who are stuntmen. I have friends who are cage fighters who live and breathe inside a cage to earn a wage. I have friends who are so good at martial arts that each and every year they get flown to Hollywood to teach the stars how to fight and how to do the choreography for their movies. And my boys here, you need to know that some of my boys, even bigger than me, even more hench than me, are quite happy to say even uglier than me. And yet, they all love Charlie Keeper. So my boys here, the only thing that I would ask of you is that you hold off the passing judgment of Charlie for being a girl just for a bit. Just for a little bit. Chances are you might get to like her. Now, Charlie, like me, comes from London, and let's get real. When you live in a big city, sure, there's a lot to love. Sure, there's a lot to hate. But the one thing that you can't deny is that there's a lot to try, taste, and do. And Charlie loves her. She is a little bit of a B-girl. She's not amazing at breakdancing, but she's got some moves. She does free running too. Again, she's not amazing, but she's got a little flowetry. And guys, yeah, I know how it is when you've got to come to school and you've got to wear your smart black shoes. Let's be honest, it sucks, doesn't it? Yeah. You know? But coming evening and the weekend, you're throwing them off. Instead, you're putting on your kickers, your sneakers, your Nikes, your Jordans, your Reeboks, your Adidas, your Converse, your Supras. And no doubt, Charlie is very much the same. But more importantly, Charlie is a tomboy, which means she's not a pretty girl. She is not a Barbie girl. She has no interest in sorting out her hair. She has no time or desire to learn anything about makeup. No. All she wants to do is get out there, try things, do things, and live. And her friends are very much the same. They're not pretty people. They're not shallow. They're real, genuine peeps. Now, Charlie, like all of us, lives in the house. Nothing weird about that. However, it does need to be said that Charlie lives in a unique house. Guys, you know how it is when you walk down the street and all the houses are the same, all the architecture is identical. But every once in a while, you come across a house that stands out from all the others. And Charlie lives in a house like that, a house that looks unique. But that isn't what's so special about Charlie's house. What makes her house unique is that it is larger on the inside than it is on the outside. Oh, for you and I, yeah, we all know that doesn't make sense. And Charlie, she's not a stupid girl. She's well aware that this is a paradox, but think about it. Charlie was born in this house, raised in this house, lives in this house. And when you live with something, no matter how beautiful or unique, after a while, it becomes normal. But Charlie loves this house. It's so big, she's never found its limits. And each evening, each weekend, she gets to explore. This house is so big, she's never found its limits. This house is full of doors. Door after door after door. That entirely leads to different paths, different rooms, different corridors. And inside all these rooms are all these statues of lions, griffins, dragons, strange mythical creatures. And again, Charlie does not know how the house can be like this. All she knows is she loves it. However, you guys need to know that Charlie has worse luck. Luck like you would not believe. Her parents, who she loves, went missing when she was 7. She doesn't know where they went, why they went, and people won't tell her. The mystery of it drives her nuts. So there she is, this amazing house, and the sole surviving member of her family is her gran, and her gran is one of those awesome elder ladies with that huge smile and that old soul fresh talent of home baking. But as awesome as Charlie's gran is, unfortunately, she suffers from a strain of Alzheimer's. And this particular strain of this mental disease causes her to forget everything that she did in the previous 2 hours. And even though she's a cool, beautiful lady, because of this disease, she's not the best companion or guardian for Charlie. So guys, you all know how it is. We're talking about a girl whose parents are missing, whose grandma is, dare I say it, slightly cuckoo, so no doubt she gets bullied at school. But Charlie knows she's an intelligent girl. She's a strong girl too. And she's well aware that some kids have a tendency to open their mouth and give it the gab without engaging their brain, and you know what? She's cool with that. Truly, she is. She shoulders that burden and gets on with her life. However, the one person, or rather the one man that she cannot divide above and beyond everyone else is this man, Mr. Crow, the family lawyer. With her parents missing, he is the legal guardian to this house. He's also the custodian to Charlie. And you guys need to know that Mr. Crow is not a nice man. He's not. He enjoys abusing his position of power. He beats Charlie. No, the kung fu flavors we have up here. No, Mr. Crow, he's old school. When he beats Charlie, it's the back of the hand, and he does it as often as possible in this house. This amazing house full of endless rooms and turnstile with amazing antiques and furniture. Over the years, Mr. Crow has been stealing these, selling these, and pocketing the profit because Mr. Crow loves his gold. So there Charlie is, with all his thoughts rushing and whispering through her head, why me? How do I get the situation? More importantly, how do I get out? The one thing, the only thing that Charlie has connected to his parents is the pendant she wears around her neck. But if we look at it, and if we're honest, I think it's only fair to say that, hey, that's an ugly piece of jewelry. But Charlie, she doesn't care. It's the last thing she ever received from her parents. For that reason, she treasures it. So there Charlie is, thinking that life is terrible, feeling fiercely unhappy, thinking that life can't get any worse. So no doubt it does. Bane, the giant who's been hiding and dwelling at the back of the house, comes forth. He needs Charlie's attendance. So one day, he teams up with Mr. Crow. And when Charlie comes back to school, she finds this man, this giant Bane, waiting for her. He's so big, he can't stand upright in the room. His shoulders scrape across the ceiling. Around his feet, a shadowy servant's coming for Charlie. So she does the one thing, the only thing that she can do. She runs for her very life, deep into the house, further than she's ever been before, past door after door after door. So she comes to one last door, a door she'd never seen before. And having no option, having no choice, she jumps through it, and as she does so, she finds herself in a different realm, a different land, a place called Belania. Millennia ago, Belania and Earth were one and the same. But then came a great cataclysm and the world was split asunder. 2 new realms were formed, Earth and Belania. The races of old had a choice of where to dwell. The majority of the humans determined to change their way of life chose Earth. The other races, keen to distance themselves to Paul's minds, chose Belania as their new home. A home where they could continue to follow the old ways. Ways that those who are now only remember as magic and legend. So there is this different realm, this other land, because it's so different from ours. Yeah, you guys just know there's different races and creatures that live there. We have the German, short, green skin, fiercely acrobatic, and have this ability to control and manipulate wood. So their industry, their way of life is based in the forest. But on the flip side, we have the snowman, huge, 7, 8 feet tall, really muscular, really hench, and they have this ability to control and manipulate stone. So their industry, their way of life is based in the mountains. Of course, you have humans, not all stayed on Earth. And then there's the winged ones, for you and I, dragons. And then there's other creatures too. Some like sick boy the dog, as big as he is, as fierce as he is. It's considered to be good. It's one of Charlie's companions. But then you have the shades, Bane's shadowy assassins. And of course, There's worms greater than fathoms of the sky. And even though these beasts are alive, their flesh is rotting and they stink. So then Charlie is in this amazing realm, this land called Balania. And once she's over there, she uncovers the secret of Candace. She finally learns what happened to her missing parents, and no doubt, she learns an acrobatic sport called Jenga. But the stuff we talk about the Dover, I do believe it's that time of day when Marcus hands out the freebies. Come on now, we all love freebies. So guys, you all know the drill. I ask questions, you know the answers, pop up your hands. So guys, we've all heard of these ancient Greek heroes, Achilles and Odysseus. Does anyone here know who the original Greek authors were? Homer. Yes, someone's heard that before, right? Guys, Homer wrote these amazing pieces of poetry. Years and years and years ago, people like to argue and debate over when he wrote them. Some people like to say 8th century BC. Other people, and I say, no man, it was 6th century BC. But you know what? It doesn't matter. What does matter? These stories are more than 2,500 years old, yet we still know them today. Come on now. We've all seen Brad Pitt play Achilles in Troy. But think about it. Isn't that a little bit local? That movies, so the poetry, more than 2,500 years old, being turned into movies today. I don't know about you, but for me, I think that's powerful. Powerful, right? Yes, sir. Who's this cat? Yes, to Shakespeare. Thank you. Guys, when I was your age and I had to study Shakespeare, I was not a happy boy. My teacher, what's the deal, yo? Why do I have to study Shakespeare? Come on now. It takes 2 days to decipher what one page really means, and yo, teacher, have you heard how his characters speak? Who talks like that? When I was your age, I was so unhappy and so unimpressed that I had to study Shakespeare. But you know what? Once you get past the way that Shakespeare writes, once you get past the strange way that his characters speak, once you get to the very meat of a story, oh my days! It needs to be said that Shakespeare writes some mean poetry filled with the most amazing passion themes. We have love, betrayal, hatred, vengeance, and these themes are so strong, so passionate, that even now, centuries later, year upon year, Hollywood, Bollywood, London, and Hong Kong rip his plays, turn it into movies. And again, I don't know about you, but I think that's powerful. Powerful, right? Who's this cat? Yes, I am. Super quick. Guys! Roald Dahl, when I was your age, I used to live on Roald Dahl. I think Roald Dahl is king. But guys, when you pick up my books, you're going to find that these aren't like Shakespeare. These aren't like Homer. The way they're written, it's easy to read. The language is no barrier to the story. As soon as you start to leaf through the pages, you find that straight away your mind carries you to the world of Balania. As much as I love Roald Dahl, because I think Roald Dahl is a man, my books aren't like Roald Dahl's either. Roald Dahl was 20th century, and we're 21st, so much has changed. The way we walk, the way we talk, the music, the tunes, and the flavors that we like to listen and get down to. The clothes, the fashion, threads, and kickers that we like to wear. The X Games, the adrenaline sports and board sports that we love and indulge in. So much has changed. So even though this is a fantasy series, you find it's modern enough and contemporary enough for you and I to sink our teeth into straight away. But Guys, I have to tell you, as much as I love my job, as much as being an author is fresh to death and hot to trot, I've got to tell you, you can't just sit down and write a book. It doesn't work like that. Before you write, you have to be inspired. You have to find that thing that's going to kindle that flame inside your chest. And for me, it was travel. When I was 14, my parents insisted that I go out and get myself a weekend job. I wasn't happy with it, but I did what I was told. So I went and became a labourer. I go and mix and pour cement and carry bricks. But my parents, in their wisdom, insisted that I save my wages so that at age 14, I, as a London boy, come with summer holidays and start to travel up to the Lake District and up to Scotland. Not with parents, just with one or two friends. And then when I was 16, I started traveling over to Paris, Marseille, and Nice in France. Again, not with my parents, just one or two peeps. And then when I was 18, I'm like, oh man, I packed my bags, said goodbye to my friends and family, and spent 6 months traveling around England all by myself. And after that, I did not stop. I could not stop. I used to live up here. It's a small city called Chiang Mai in the north of Thailand. As small as it is, has 300 temples, all like that in one small city. I've been to the border at Kathmandu. I've seen the skyscrapers of Morocco. I've been to the Angkor Wat in Cambodia. And guys, if you see the street, it's overgrown temple. You might think that places like this only exist inside Tomb Raider comics, movies, and games, but you'd be wrong. Places like this are real. They're out there. They're waiting for you. More than that, though. I've seen the frozen waterfalls of Kumbh been to the rice paddies of Burma, the prayer stones of Sherpa, the sea sands of the Sahara. And guys, I have to tell you, some of these sites have been so beautiful, they've quite literally stopped me in my tracks. But think about it. Charlie's in Malaysia. She won't see these sights. But because I have, it's been easy for me as an author to fire up my imagination and create landscapes just as beautiful for Charlie to travel through while in Malaysia. But more than the landscapes, the people that you get to meet when you go traveling. The gypsies from Pakistan, the Sadhus from Varanasi, the B-girls and B-boys from London and Las Vegas. Or the ladies from Laos. Check out these kids. They're younger than you, yet they already live in the temple. They're up every morning at 4:30 to clean the temple, to do their studies and to do their prayers. And guys, I have to tell you, I'm not a morning boy. 4:30 every day will kill me. What about the burgers and the Bedouin? They have no PS, they have no Xbox. They need to find different ways to entertain themselves. And I know the resolution's not amazing, but that's dried rat. I used to sell dried rat for a living. Again, won't be at the top of my to-do list. And these kids, if you're bored, you live in Thailand, the way out of the ghetto is not trying to cut yourself a music deal. They're not cheesy, they don't want to be rap stars. They fight. And guys, if you do travel to the Golden Triangle or parts of Southeast Asia, you find they have a huge fondness for gambling. So they gamble so much, a phenomenal amount of money is invested upon the fight. So these kids start training at age 5, 6 days a week. That's hard, brutal training. But then at age 7, they have their first professional fight. But think about it, this is Muay Thai or Thai boxing. It's not just hands and feet, it's elbows and knees to the head. Some of these kids can get knocked out from an elbow at age 7. Sounds crazy, doesn't it? There's no way your parents would ever allow that to happen to you. But out there, it's considered normal, it's accepted. And guys, this is the beauty of travel. You will, I've ever always come across different people with different ideas, different thoughts, different cultures, different societies, different ways of living and thinking. And for me, I love that. So it keeps the world so fresh, so unique, so exciting to travel through. I can never get enough of it. Again, think about it. Charlie's in Balania. She won't meet these individuals. but because I have, once again, as a writer, it's been easy for me to power up and level up my imagination and create characters just as unique with Charlie's meets or traveling through Romania. But more than the landscapes and the people is the food you get to try and taste when you go traveling. Yes, sir. Whose mouth is that? Yes, sir. What am I eating? The crickets or grasshoppers? Guys, in my travels I've had everything, tried everything, tasted everything. I've had kudu, springbok, bison, buffalo, ostrich, alligator, crocodile, kangaroo, monkey brains, and while we're on the subject, of course, let us not forget everyone's personal favorite. I've had dog too. I've had everything, tried everything, tasted everything. And you guys want to hear something trivial? So should you. You must try everything, taste everything, you must. Think about it. You try something new, it tastes disgusting. No biggie, you can spit it out, you never have to eat it again. But if you try something new, you've enriched your life and added to your overall experience. And guys, for all you ever have in life is fish and chips, bangers and mash, chicken and rice, curry and naan, and you don't have the guts or the courage to try anything new, I promise you that you will turn out to be very dull, a very bland, very boring adult. And guys, you need to know there's no greater crime, no bigger sin than being a boring adult, because life is far too short. Just try everything, taste everything once. You must. But when Charlie's in Romania, she doesn't have to eat bugs and snails, crickets and grasshoppers. She gets to try amazing food, beautiful food. She has the most wonderful of sorbets, ice creams, desserts, pastries, sauces, and sweets. When she has this food, it's as though the flavors dancing across her tongue, and she loves it. But before we continue, Miss, what's your name? Yasmin, would you do me a favor? You do me the face when you saw the crickets again. You pull the best faces. The best faces. Woo! Woo! I've never seen such a light before. Come on, Yasmin. Once more, do the face. Such a superstar. Such a superstar. But guys, more than the landscapes, the people and the food, is the action and the adventure waiting for you out in the world. Guys, this is here. It was up on the Burmese border, went for miles underground. So there I was with a friend and a guide, been hiking for see my hours into the darkness. So there I was with a friend and a guide, been hiking for see my hours into the darkness. And a tunnel that we were in started to constrict. And as it got tighter, I found that I had to hunch over as I walked. When it got even tighter, I found I had to get down on my hands and knees and crawl. But it got even tighter. I had to get down on my stomach and squirm through the darkness. And I have to tell you, I was scared. I felt like the rock was waiting to crush me. And all I wanted to do was turn, go back the way I came, but I could not. The tunnel was too tight and I'm too large. I had no choice, no option but to press forwards. So I did so. Thankfully, the tunnel started to expand. I got back on my hands and knees. And after a while, I found I could stand upright again. The tunnel that we were in opened into a cabin. And when we turned on all our additional headlamps, all our additional flashlights, we could see. We could see that the cabin's walls were made from crystal, and that they glittered glistens and glimmered in the darkness. And for me, it's one of the most poetical, majestical moments of my life. But more than that, being to base camp Mount Everest when I was 19, I've been sandboarding in the Sahara. And guys, you all know I love my board sports. I was going snowboarding for 6 months of each year. And I can think of nothing sweeter than riding a mountain with a crew of good friends by your side and fresh powder beneath your board. But guys, you all know I'm a bit of a juice junkie. You know I love my adrenaline. I skydive, scuba dive, surf, sandboard, snowboard. I used to fight professionally. I do gymnastics, I do parkour. You guys just know that as an author, it only makes sense that I create sport to give Charlie the opportunity to feel every bit as alive as I feel when I go snowboarding. But Charlie's in a fantasy realm. So I have to create a fantasy sport. So I came up with the name Kachanga, but come on now, let's get real. A name is not enough. You need more elements than that. When I was younger, I used to play capoeira. In my travels, I've seen Jimon, I've seen some pro. I got to thinking what would happen if I ripped elements from each 3 sports and squished them together. Would I not make an amazing sport for Charlie to enjoy? Now I'm sure a lot of you guys know what capoeira is. Maybe you guys have heard it to crawl too. But I have a sneaky suspicion you all have never heard of Chinmon. So guys, I'm going to show you a quick showreel so you get a better idea of what Kachanga must be like. Guys, just so you all know, it's just a tourist, but we teach capoeira a little bit later on in the day. So should you desire to learn, please feel free to ask her, and she will show you all the funky, fresh moves as she gets down for you. So guys, maybe some new flavors there. Maybe some things that you haven't seen before. And I'm hoping you see the point that I'm trying to push across to you. And that is, if you want to build your imagination, if you want to build your creative potential, if you want to have a strong confidence to go with it too, sure, You guys should be reading books as often as possible. You should be devouring books like beasts. But reading in itself is not enough. You must do more with yourselves. Guys, all you do after school is roll on home, switch on MTV base, and zone on out with the PS and Xbox. Sure, it might be sweet, just for a little bit, but I promise you, you take nothing from it. Guys, instead, you must do more with your lives. You must. Life is short. It's so short. You must chase life with a furious hunger and vengeance. After school, you should go and learn capoeira. You should go to gymnastics. You should go to a dance class. You should go and learn a martial art. Go to a fight class. Or if all you want to do is stay home and practice your calligraphy, practice your freestyle art, awesome. But guys, you will only live once. You must try everything, chase everything, do everything. Read hard, play hard, chase life. But I do believe it's that time once again where Marcus hands out on freebies. So guys, you all know the drill. Capoeira, where does capoeira come from? Miss Brazil. Hey, you trying to say China? Guys, other than Miss, who else does capoeira here? Three of you? I'm down with that. Guys, want to try these things? Ladies. Yes, ma'am. My wife does capoeira. I'm embarrassed to say she's better at it than I am. If I break with her, she has a tendency to kick me in the head and do a backflip afterwards. Now, I don't know what it says about marriage, but Sonny says she's fresh to death when it comes to capoeira. Guys, you must try these things. The crow, where's the crow come from? Yes, I am. See. Tyler, you got a poster already, you're a bad boy punk.
He saw you earlier.
And, because you answered both questions, you got two, so you better hand these out to your peeps. Guys! Last but not least, my girl Katie has an unfortunate tendency to flinch every time I do the big voice. I'm sorry, Katie. Chitlon, where does Chitlon come from? Miss, not China. Not Japan. Not Thailand. Yes! What's your name, my young brethren? Ready? Stand up in your chair, please, brother. Stand up. On the chair. Don't fall off, because I will laugh. Dust your shoulders off. Dust them off. Yes! What's up with you guys doing cheesy answers? Go on, veterans. Thank you, brother. Guys! Time is short! So, I will not talk about fighting. I will not talk about fear or skydiving. We'll save that for another time. Guys, if you get an opportunity, please do check out the website. There's a lot of funky, fresh flavors up there. For my young writers, no doubt there's tips on how to take your career a little bit further. For those of you who aren't quite reading enough, if you're chumps and you're not picking up books, up there have an answer to every weak excuse you might give me for not reading. For those of you who like the idea of dance flavors, parkour, gymnastics, a lot of my peeps come together and done some amazing tutorials. So if you guys want to learn how to do side glides, sea walks, crip walks, flash kicks, or somersaults off the wall, no doubt check out the videos. However, I must insist that guys, if you watch my videos, you're going to try something new, I do encourage you to try new things. Do not be chumps and try to learn these outside on the concrete. There's nothing dumber than taking your face apart on a hard surface. I hear that everyone's taking a face plant after watching one of my videos. I will fly all the way back here from London, camp out for 2 weeks and laugh at you non-stop. Which as Jasmine will tell you is not a good look, right? Guys, I have my social on too. I think you're all a bit too young for Facebook, but no doubt I have my Twitter, my YouTube one. If you guys want to reach out, if you have any questions, I will get back to you. Guys, you've got a little bit of time left. So I have some posters to hand out. But before we do that, who here would like to get a copy of my book? You're a star, but forgot to bring in any money. For those of you who forgot to bring in any money, come and see me later when we're doing the book signings. I always bring book plates, so I will sign your name and my signature. So you do bring the money a little bit later. Miss will put this book plate inside your book, so you still get your name and my signature inside it. And we are book signing at what time?
Third lesson, so that would be 11:15 onwards.
Come and see me 11:15 back in here. We'll do this for you. Guys, some posters, some time left. I hand these out in exchange for questions. Be about anything. Skydiving, scuba diving, getting published, being an author, whatever you want. Yes, my young brother will be awesome here that I'm jealous of.
When you skydive, was it just hard to come out of the plane or to?
Yes, yeah. Guys, the skydive itself is okay. When you deploy your parachute, it's beautiful. But having to suck up all your guts and courage to throw yourself out of the door, 30,000 feet, it's the hardest thing I've ever had to do. I still do it. It terrifies me. The only good thing I have to say about skydiving is when you're falling at 120 miles an hour, the wind whips past you so quickly, no one can hear you scream when I scream alone. No, scuba diving is beautiful. I get quite annoyed with the organization that gives you qualifications, PADI. They always try to sell scuba diving as an adrenaline rush. It's not. It's an antithesis of adrenaline rush. It's beautiful and serene. I love it. Dude, I refuse to answer that question. Ask me, I'm lying. I said there was a question. How much are my books?
£5.
£5. Guys, if you're a little bit skint, don't worry. Come see me. We'll go busking outside. If I sing really badly, you guys dance really badly, people feel sorry for us and give us some money. Yes, I Oh, so ask them how to get aid.
Boys.
How do you get a job before you're 18, 19? Guys, there's always ways. Go to work as an apprentice. I wouldn't ask you to building sites. If you want, just go and ask people if you can wash cars. There's always a way. Guys, if you're split, you can hustle on eBay. There's always ways to make money, even at your age. Miss? No? No? Wait, ask me once more. No? No? Wait, ask me again. No! Come on now. If you ever get bored of being creative, you might as well off yourself. Life is too short. Be beautiful. Yes, I want to do paragliding. I'm dying to do that. How are you doing time? Are you okay? Yes, sir. Do I like drawing? No, it's so bad. My drawing's so bad. Every time I try to doodle something, I have to slap myself. It's not the dude.
It's okay.
Yes. Guys, remember, life is short. It is. If you want to do something, do it. Guys, as society, culture, the people around you disagree with your dreams, don't worry, it's got nothing to do with them. Don't let other people's thoughts hold you back from pursuing your own dreams. Think about it. For a bad boy like me, Where are my supers and my baggies? I can talk how I want to talk, do what I want to do, and still become an author. I can still achieve my dreams. You guys definitely can too. And I desire that you pursue your dreams. You must. I can't say it enough. You only live once. So make sure you spend your life wisely and as you desire. Do. I'm a West London boy. I'm living in Brentford at the moment, which is a squirrel between Chiswick and Newham. We have time for
5 more minutes.
5 more questions, 3 more questions? We have time for 3 more questions. Miss is going to pick the first of those questions. Yes. Wait. She's like, should I choose a child? Should I choose a child? Yes.
Exactly how I said it?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Fine,
When did you start writing books?
Why did I start writing books? Oh, when? Okay, I was going to beat you. I don't know, beat you, I was going to call you Fred, which wouldn't have been good. When I was your age, I used to write a lot. But I stopped at the age of 14. Academically, I had no interest in school, so I was terrible at my grades. Did really bad and had no interest in it. All I wanted to do was be creative and be my own boss. So I was 21, I had a business joint in Thailand, but my business partner almost got shot. So I left. 24 to 26, I owned and managed my own restaurant in London. But it's a 70-hour work week, I was just breaking even, and it wasn't my dream, so I left that. I started writing again at the age of 28, because again, I wanted to be my own boss and be creative, and an author certainly ticks those marks. The librarian of awesomeness. She is awesome. We'll take the second to last question.
Saskia.
Hey, I'm coming for you. Hey, I'm over here. What are you doing? Do I feel sorry for any of the animals that I eat? No. Guys, food is food. We're apex predators. You're the top. Having said that, treat everything and everyone with respect. You must. We all have different morals in life. We all do. However, 3 things that I always insist upon is do your best never to hurt anyone. Do your best not to hurt yourself. And always ensure that you leave the world in a better place than when you arrived. So only things that I agree on with anyone else. I'm really sorry, yeah, I'm a bit of a predator. I like my food. Miss over here, we're trying to hide a little bit, is going to pick the last question. And guys, just remember, if you want picked, it's not my fault. Guys, now would be a good time to take your money and wave it overhead. The sweet miss up so she is sure she picks you. Dude, however, don't do the God say hand, it's not a good look, man. Last question. What would I like to be if I wasn't an author? So like I did being big, bad, ugly. But again, anything where I get to be my own boss and anything where I get to be creative. Guys, I know you hate being told what to do. I know you hate it when your parents tell you to do things or your teachers tell you to do things. So I know a lot of you won't enjoy working beneath the boss. So I always ensure that I never work with a boss, because I hate that. And guys, there's nothing sweeter than being able to work with your imagination and creative potential. So guys, I would like to think for some of you, when you are older, will pursue that. You will do your best to be your own boss and do something that is creative. Guys, I will see you all later for a writing workshop. Don't forget, come and see me back in here at 11:15. I will get my sign on. So those of you who forgot to bring money in, don't worry, come and see me anyway, I'm your boy. I hope you guys
It's
are.
an important lesson.
For the rest of you, Yasmin included. Yeah, Yasmin, do the face for the small